Morning, everybody. This is Dr. Kenton Wakes Up. It's Wednesday, the 28th of February, 2024. It's already over 50 degrees outside and lightly raining, which, of course, makes Winston hesitate. He doesn't like walking out when the grass is wet, gets his fur all wet. I understand. If I was covered in fur, I don't think I'd want to be feeling wet all day after that either. So, anyway, light rain. It started raining yesterday afternoon. I can hear Winston coming down the stairs now. He's probably checking out why I'm not going back up to bed because he got me up at 6. I usually get up around 7:15. Today, 6 o'clock. So, anyway, I may be going back to bed after this. Maybe not. Who knows? Yesterday's episode, I posted a little later than I normally do. Now, it's not trying to say that there's a schedule because there's not. But I listened to it, and it just seemed like I'd gotten a little preachy. Guess that happens. I mean, that'll happen. Every so often, a random topic will pop into my head that'll really rocket me into the atmosphere, and yesterday was one of those. I don't even remember now what it is. I just remember getting a little bit animated about it. Anyway, today, same as yesterday, Seattle's Best breakfast blend, and off camera. I mean, if you could see, I wouldn't want you to see the kitchen that I'm in, but right, immediately behind the camera is where the oatmeal's cooking. One thing, it's like a mixture of several different people's advice. Alton Brown says that there should be no devices in your kitchen that only have one purpose. So what I do is I use a rice cooker. It has like a 20 to 30 minute mode called white rice, which boils water. It gets hot enough to boil water, and it kind of holds it for 20 to 30 minutes, and then it shuts itself off, which is the oatmeal I use. It's just about exactly the right amount of cookiness, cooked, properly prepared rice cooker. So when I'm not making rice, which anymore isn't very often, I use that thing for cooking my oatmeal every morning. In this little coffee pot here, in earlier days, I would drink 10 cups. Well, as I was editing or looking at another one of these, I recognized that cup doesn't always mean the same amount volume-wise. A cup, when you are selling liquid, the standard is 8 ounces or something like 250 milliliters. I didn't grow up with the metric system. It's just remembering trivial facts. A cup of coffee is 5 to 6 ounces. Never 5.5. Never. Sometimes 5, sometimes 6. So we'll just go with that. This pot is rated, says 5 cups, which I presume is something between 25 and 30 ounces of water will go in that carafe. Where are you thinking 5 cups? That's got to be 40 ounces. Not so much with coffee and tea. It's just the way. I don't know if it's United States or if it's everywhere that does that. It's very strange that you'd use a word and have it mean completely, well, not completely different, but I think you'd have a standard of measure, and then standards wouldn't change so willy nilly. Sometimes they do. Today is Wednesday. It's the middle point of the week. In fact, in German, they call it Mittwoch, Mittwoch, midweek. I grew up. I was born in the early '70s, so the slang and nonsense that I remember most is from the early '80s until I don't know when I graduated from college in the early '90s. So when you talk about Hump Day, you probably remember a camel walking through an office complex saying Hump Day. Um, there's one friend that I check in with every Wednesday and remind that it's Hump Day. And if you text with me, if you send text messages back and forth with me, you'll know that my emoji game is weak. But when I say Hump Day in text message, it helpfully offers two different camel emojis. Now I know that the one of them is Bactrian and the other one is Dromedary. But if you ask me which one is which one is the single hump camel and which one is the two hump camel, I have no idea. I guess the ones that I think of the most often are the single hump camels, which I think are probably more like a Northern Africa, Sahara Desert camel. And now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I remember at one point there were wild camels in North America. Now I'm no authority on this, but I don't know if that was a situation where they were wild and before European people came, or if people brought them with them, thinking that these are great pack animals before they discovered that there were horses here. I don't know. I don't know. This clicked off every day. I was trained uh, in my undergraduate career as a biologist. I was also in the pre-med program. So I took a lot of organic chemistry, and one of the principles of chemistry and physics really is this concept called stoichiometry. So you can't hope to get more out of something than you put in. And likewise, you have to be able to account for everything you put in if it doesn't show up in the product. I fill this carafe up all the way as high as it'll go. And I know that some gets caught up in the coffee grounds. So I'm hopeful that it winds up closer to the 5 mark. This today, substantially, it's not like in the midpoint between 4 and 5, but there's a lot of capture. I never do this, but I'm just gonna look inside there. It looks like it's just coming out really super slow today. I don't know why. Anyway, you notice things. As Yogi Berra said, you can observe a lot just by paying attention. All right, you know that on a day when I quote Yogi Berra, that it's probably not long for this side of the pillow. So I'm just gonna wish you love you, bye.